Good afternoon. This is Travis for the people. We coming to y'all today for a special broadcast on what's happening in Lincolnville. Entitled this particular broadcast on today is Dickerson for Lincolnville, because we find some shocking things concerning the administration. We're going to continue to dive deeper into what we have found. We want to preface this um, conversation on the day. This is not a retaliation or something to cast out character, but we're just going to talk about the policies and his initiatives that he set forth for the last 5 years going on into 6 years, about what he said he would do for Lincolnville, and some of these things that he definitely have fallen short. But a lot of things that's coming to the light and where his interests and priorities lie as far as in terms for the town of Lincolnville, and some things that he is doing. And the public is not aware of what he's doing, because most of the public does not show up at the monthly first Wednesday at 7 p.m. For the town meeting. And it's by way of information, they have a meeting every Wednesday, every first Wednesday before the town meeting at 7 p.m. at 5:30 p.m. to discuss the finance of the budget of um, concerning the town. And you can actually go and attend that meeting. Now, you may not be able to speak in that meeting, but you can actually attend that meeting. So that's good news, which I am going to start attending those meetings myself when I have time to do this, to hear what's going on, to see what's going on. We must be vigilant. We must be vigilant. We must be concerned about our town and how it's going to progress or the lack thereof. And we are going to continue to come again 2 weeks later with another special broadcast to talk about this new budget. And we're going to get in that a little bit on today, but we're going to talk about this budget and some past budget. And we're going to talk about the transparency that is not being done in a better way, that people can actually access information. We are going to we see some improvements on the website, but it's improvements, but it's like throwing out little eye candy to make sure, oh, I am doing this, but yet it's not. Like, let's take for example, before we get in this presentation, let's take for example of the every meeting that the town has. They should post the agenda. They're supposed to post the minutes. They're supposed to post a financial report, or any items that are listed on that agenda is supposed to be posted and seen somewhere where someone can understand and read what's going on, but they don't do it. Even in the meeting that's coming up on the first Wednesday of each month, when they say I move for the financial report, how you can move for a financial report in a public hearing, and there's no financial report attached behind the agenda, nor the minutes attached behind the agenda for the public to read and see what you are adopting. They do not post. They don't like transparency. Apparently, this administration does not like it and does not want to see. So that's what we come up with the subject: is Dickerson for Lincolnville. Now I find out that Mayor Dickinson, I went to his um, website. Now his website has been mysteriously taken down for some reason. So we don't know what that means. So we had to explore the idea of what that means. Because last time we went to his website, we find all these 6 initiatives based on what he said that he would do for the town of Lincolnville. So, so I don't understand why his website been down. I guess he don't want nobody to research him or find out or pull out information off the website. I don't want nobody to know what's going on, and I don't understand his PR. His PR is totally his public relation is totally needs some work. So therefore, we don't know what's going on with that. So only thing we can assume, but I don't like assuming. Maybe he's not planning to run again. Maybe he doesn't want people to understand his vision for the town. Maybe he doesn't want people to hold him accountable. Maybe he is updating the website. We don't know. He might be updated. He might not plan to run again or whatever. But still, you are in office. You should have kept your website up so people can continue to read and understand your vision for the town instead of you take it down. Now nobody can find it unless it's under a new name and nobody knowing, which he should let the town of Lincolnville and anybody else know that it's under a new name. But nevertheless, I find that kind of mysterious to say. So again, let's understand the office of the mayor in Lincolnville. The mayor of Lincolnville is the strong arm office, which means he is responsible, accountable, and should be transparent about everything. He handles the day-to-day operation, regardless of what he says. That he gonna hold the councilmen that over these committees um, responsible. No, everything that happens in the town of Lincolnville under his purview. Yes, council is responsible, but the strong arm man actually runs everything other than hiring an attorney, which that is questionable. That is very questionable. And we need to find that contract, how that came to be, and look at her qualification as for being a governmental multiple um, um, government lawyer who actually worked in government lawyer and understand things like zoning and all that stuff. I'm still want to know. I want to see the letter of the recommendation from the past lawyer that stated in a going away ceremony at one of the meetings that she would have recommended a lawyer. I want to see those lists that she recommended. Is she part of this? And once I get that information, then we'll bring out on and explore why I don't believe this lawyer is not even capable of doing governmental affairs, in my view, based on my actions with her. This woman had told me that she don't do email. What lawyer that does not do email in the 21st century? Again, the mayor council is there to help and assist the man making best decision for the town. And we finding out that this mayor is an ambulance chaser. He like to do things on his own, and he does not like to include the council in it. I don't know where that coming from. Maybe that from past um, experience. Maybe that from what he had viewed on how the council had did the former past mayor, and then he was on there too. So maybe that maybe he coming from that spirit, but he shouldn't be. He should be coming from the spirit of being transparent, accountable, and responsible for every information and every dealings that inner working of the church, because he is an elected official, just like the other council members are. So we're going to continue. Is Dickerson for Lingerville? So I found this on Pastor Edward Johnson website. I found this about he talks about the mayor Dickinson for integrity standpoint with his own initiative. So let's talk about this, because this posting that's said by Mr. Edward Johnson, Reverend Edward Johnson, who pastor a church here in the town of Lincolnville, he says, according to this posting, there was a gathering of 300 men quarterly meeting. It's supposed to be 300 men at that particular meeting. He's not your typical politician. The guy has integrity, and I known him from 30 years. He wants me to run for mayor after him. I told him I don't know what he told him, whether he run for mayor or not, but so is I find that striking that he said that phrase there. This guy has integrity. So let's check that based on his initiative. We not talk about him as a man or father. We talk about him as being the mayor, a politician, and based on his initiative that he said that he would do for the town of Lincolnville. Now, let's fact check the integrity as a politician. So Mayor Ena Dickinson III said on November the 12th, 2025, after a thorough investigation, that he said that he had gotten the money from the $1.5 million from the state revolving fund to begin the process in January of 2026, which is this year, January past, that he would begin the work to repair the valves that was badly outdated and beginning burst. Those valves was in the ground since Mayor Ross, Charles Ross, ever since I was a little old lad going around here. So you can see this video that we got here that we had fact checked them then, and we fact checking them now. We going on the response of one of the community leaders saying that this man is from the is of integrity. So Mayor Dixon's integrity right now is a F because November the 12th, 2025 to this present time that that the situation is dysfunctional with the water system in the town of Lincolnville. We still have this issue going on. But yet there's work being done out by his residents on his street and making sure some valves and making sure some water meters be placed on it. We don't know why. We're gonna dig into that a little further and find out what's going on and who is doing the work and etc. and why this is going on so closely by his residents and nothing is going on around the town of Lincolnville. So Dickinson here, it said that he promised to fix the water valve. Is he lying or is he telling the truth? Now let's dig deep. He from November the 12th, supposedly November 12th, 2025, supposedly to January 26th and August 26th, he has not followed through on his promise from the video of November 12th, 2025. Now there's concern with the water pressure in the town of Lincolnville, and I can vouch for that. The water pressure has decreased. So the water pressure in the town of Lincolnville from the last meeting, according to my sources, because I was not there in the August 2026 meeting of this month, the first Wednesday, the assistant fire chief said there is definitely some issues going on with the water pressure, and that is a very deeply concerned. If there's a fire outbreak, they will have to call for extra help because of the water pressure. Why is his guy is not doing what he promised to do? So let's talk about the mayor. Again, his integrity as far as being a politician. And let's stand from the point of his own initiative. He said safe and clean neighborhoods. All right, this is a picture here of Dunmire Hill Road where Mills Road meet in the Dunmire Hill Road, right where the new um, neighborhood is coming out, which is a problematic place for interest into a neighborhood or a lack of interest out of it. Can't be interest into it unless you're coming down Lincolnville Avenue or Dunmere Road going toward Von Ocean Road. You're not supposed to make the left turn going away from Von Ocean going to Avenue, but we still seeing people doing it because we know that accidents will occur and accidents have already occurred. But this is why we bring this up because we must hold him in check. He gathered all these politicians, gather DOT and gather the developers and all in this big meeting because I was in that meeting last year, October, I think it was October 2025, around there, September, October, where he's discussed that they are going to go after $10,000 from the DOT to put up three-way stop signs and rumble strips on Dunmire Hill Road, right there by Mill Street and Dunmire Hill Road, where the intersect that. We have not seen no results, no reports, no indication when this is going to happen. It's all silent. But yet we already had a death out there. We already had a death, but yet no one is coming forward with any information. He is not updating, even though they just get finished the budget within the state of South Carolina because they was trying to take away carbon free, and that put them delayed behind. And people need to get out and vote this November and vote your conscience to vote for what's best for South Carolina. Not vote just because I'm of this party or that party. You need to vote, you need to look up these people and vote the best for the South Carolina. But nevertheless, again, look what this situation is. We have no report, and he thinks nobody watching. Travis for the people is watching, and I will continue to watch because this is ridiculous. We should at least get some idea when it's going to happen, if it's going to happen or not. So, Mayor Dickinson integrity check right now, safe and clean neighborhoods based on his initiative where he promised in the meeting on October 2025 that town Lincoln will receive funds for the deal to fix the problem at the intersection of Middle Street and Dunmire Hill Will. We had to wait till the next session to happen to talk, make sure they supposed to be working on it, representing Courtney Waters, who was in that meeting, who actually doing an exceptionally well job for our district, and we hope that she hears this as well. That hope that she can come back and bring some information for us. But as far as that is not on her own, it's actually on the mayor and the council to follow through in that meeting because Tyrone Aiken was in that meeting as well. Leon Shannon was in that meeting as well. I was in that meeting along with some others people was in that meeting. And why in the dickens that we not having no update on that particular area on Mills and Dunmire Hills, and they are having a racetrack on that road, a racetrack. And now let's continue to check the mayor Dickerson integrity check. As we talk it again, let's look at this. Let's understand this. We notice Pastor Johnson was his friend. This he said his for known for years, for 30 years. This is his buddy. And of course, friend is gonna uphold their friendship no matter what. But I think that we shouldn't. We are really a friend. We are encourage them and well let's correct them. But here, as you see here, that is the Tyrell linkable truck parked at the mayor residence. Mayor Dixon tried to increase his salary 3 times. October the 2000, it failed. He tried to increase his expense account in August last meeting. According to my sources, I wasn't there, but it failed. And he said his initiative is responsible growth and development. It is his own initiative that can't see on his website has been taken down. How we know is this your initiative? How we know what are your initiatives if you take the website down? But thankfully that I saved information. But is this responsible growth and development? Having let's understand more, let's fact check it, continue to understand this. Fact check, remember all of this, the comprehensive, the outline beginning now of the problem continued June 2025. The comprehensive plan finally got in motion. It was such a delay on that, and it was such a fight us on the planning commission even to get it going. And it makes us to believe that there's some nefarious thing was going on. Why? Finally, we got it, but we still got some issues going on, as you see, as a water problem. The last issue with the water problem was August the 13th of this year. This month we are in. And we was promised ever since November the 12th that these issues will somehow get on the way to being resolved. But his initiative is strong infrastructure and service, and safe and clean neighborhoods. How can he even say that if he's not performing at his own initiatives? Let's go. Mary Dickinson integrity check. Let's talk about the awesomeness of Dr. Pernessa Seal, who is the president and founder of the Lincolnville Preservation and Historical Society. She is the one that has been instrumental and actually guiding us through the process of receiving our $4.1 million to renovate now what they're doing at the town hall. There has been some disturbing discovery between the relationship with Dr. Pernessa Seals and Mayor Enoch and Dickinson, and we are going to expose that today. Now, as you look here today, and as you see Gordon Ramsay shaking his head, Mayor Dixon is trying to remove her from managing the grant to the renovate and continue to build on the Lakeville historical preservation mission of doing several cultural and social and economic progress and gain that will help build and continue to foster the quality development and awareness of historical black town. As you see here, as we got it read, this was a contract that was given between him and Dr. Pernessa Seal and the Mayor Dickinson and with the town of the council on her contract. And I read through most of this document, and as you continue to see that this document here tells a lot about this agreement, and I don't understand why that he wants to remove somebody who's very renowned, nonprofit manager who's recognized not just in South Carolina, but is recognized in the world as someone who does what she says to do as helping in building on community. Why were you making an attempt to remove somebody and delaying the contract? So let's discuss this contract just for a brief few seconds. On this contract, the scope, what I don't understand, on B say she will work with the mayor and the town council to support the overall management and logistics of the renovation of Charles Ross multiple building and support the oversight of management of federal funds. We can start right here because I'm not going to read no more. We're going to get back into this later. This one clause point, if she isn't the contract for her to be a part in making sure the renovation and the logistic and the management of the whole project is being done correctly based by the federal standards as I read within this grant proposal. Why would you try to move somebody that got $4.1 million from the town who wrote a whole grant and you didn't read through the grant because apparently you didn't, because you will be right now be giving her a contract to continue to attenuate the oversight and making sure those things that were laid out in the vision, laid out to the community, laid out everybody that will continue to go forth. I don't understand this guy as being the mayor of Lincolnville. I don't understand why are you going to try to move somebody like this? Look at her qualifications. Why move and not resign Dr. P. Steele? Dr. Pernessa Steele, he going to have to answer that. He going to have to answer emphatically, not in no legal jargon. He need to answer, why would you try to move a woman like this, who have 30 years of providing vision and leadership in areas of technical support to strengthen the capacity of faith in the institution in the United States and African to embrace health disparity and promoting health education and service within their local community. Dr. Seal received her bachelor's degree, her master's degree. She got the doctorate of human letters. She got, oh, look at the qualification. Time Magazine 100. who named Dr. Seal one of the most influential person in the world in 2026. She was named one of the most influential person in the world. And you got the Mayor Dickinson and wherever, whoever advising them, telling them that they need to move her. How, what world that you live in that you remove somebody that is respected throughout the world who actually does not have to come back to Lincolnville, invest her time, expertise, and her knowledge in helping us acquire all of these funds to renovate. Not only that, she acquired some other funds way before that. You see that garden going on the Dunmire Hill Road, the left when you cross the railroad track coming off Lincolnville Avenue. She got funds for that. She was trying to improve the community. But yet you trying to also whatever the reason that is, and we need to find out that reason. We need to press that reason. Maybe we need to get the media involved. Look at her. This is her. This was the contract. This was the thing, the outline of the grant. That 4.1 million, all what would be done with the grant. She done an excellent job. I read through it. It is to the T, but just to understand how see Dr. P is a very wise and intentional nonprofit leader who knows what she's doing. This woman had outlined the grant so, and the grant says, the overseer of the grant says that in the grant package, it said the budget period starts August the 13th, 2024, and then the budget period ends August 31st, 2032. And why would you want to move her and would not offer her another contract? I do not know. It is totally ridiculous. You want to remove somebody who got money for the town to improve the town based on your initiative. So that's why we fact checking. Here we go. As you see, Dr. Seal got the 4.1 million to improve the town. The mayor sitting up in a video on November the 12th, up there telling the Ferris about what he got the money from the state revolving fund, the $1.5 million, which we have not seen yet, but yet we can see what Dr. Seals have done, got the $4.1 million to renovate, because the renovation is going on now, to beautification of Lincolnville, preserving heritage and building unity, investing in the families and community. It seems that Dr. Seal is doing more with his initiative than he is doing with his initiative. So tell me, why would you want to remove her? Regardless of the relationship, regardless of the personality class, regardless of whatever going on, we don't know what's going on. But I'm trying to say, why I talk with her. This woman is very passionate about what she does. And she does love Lincolnville because she's the byproduct of Lincolnville. So therefore, again, this Mayor Dickinson, let's supposed to be honest, he moved to Lincolnville. He ain't originally from Lincolnville. So he might don't care about the historical content, and he may say he care, but he might not, because if he does, why would you move somebody who helped you to fulfill your initiative? And you claim that you will get the 1.5 million of the state revolving fund, and she already got the 4.1 million dollars because the renovation is going on now. So then we've been waiting for you to come through. She came through more than you. Look at it. See the pictures? They working. They gutting it out. Beautification of Lincolnburg, preservation of heritage, building unity, investing in the families, the community, and space. Dr. Seal made it happen for him, and now he is trying to move her for wherever the reason is. Again, Dr. Seal came and presented the plan before the planning commission in the town of Lincoln between October and November. I think it's October 2025 that she came with an entire plan. She had her presentation together. She had the maps and how she's going to spell out renovation of the town from the town going down, I believe going down I forgot what street that is. I think that's whatever street that is by the town hall that leads to Hampton Street, from Hampton Street and going down, I think that's Carolina Street, and over here between Smith Street and Pickens Street, where the old jail at. She gonna renovate that, make that a museum, a visitor center, and etc. like that, parks and all that, and where Pickens Street go down to the end by Lincolnville Avenue up to where I think that Greenville Road, where going back and where this old cemetery at, that's supposed to be renovated as for a park that leads into with trails and walking or whatever that people can enjoy. That she is doing her job, and she actually paved one of the entrance on the other side of on Pickens Street going into the seminary. She got money for that. So I want to know is why in the blue hell that you trying to remove somebody who actually doing stuff that you have called for to be done in your own initiative? That's crazy to move somebody. And that is real. This is not no talk. This is real. This is real because she has not gotten the contract yet, because he don't want to give it to her, even though the council is pushing to keep her there, but he's blocking it. So his own initiative, safe, clean neighborhoods, responsible government, strong infrastructure. Now let's get back in this comprehensive plan. What I was found out that the audience of the town audience is 25 years old. The last time it was done was in 2001 when that comprehensive was done. That was the last time the ordering was updated. You can have the comprehensive plan, but the ordinance needs to be updated along with the comprehensive. Well, for what I have learned from Mr. Mark Bain Jr., who is very good, he's a very intelligent brother. He had informed me that you don't have to necessarily update the ordinance every 10 years. You can make an amendment to the ordinance to approve it as long as you go along. But because it's full far removed, 25 years old, you need to update it now. But however, the process is supposed to be in the 10 years of the comprehensive plan, in the fifth year of the 10 year, you put to revisit it and making sure all these things are being met, or any amendments need to be done, or you can do that during that time as well. Then in 10 years, a new comprehensive plan is supposed to be done, because that's when the census come out, the population have shifted or whatever. Maybe you need to upgrade some things within the comprehensive plan, and then that's the time to review the audience again if you need to upgrade the audience. So as this is responsible growth, now we do know GMS Construction have given Mayor Dickinson a have given him uh, a plan to update the water system assessment on what needs to be done. The total plan had came out to at least close to $5 million. Here we find out within this budget here that there's money is allocated already supposedly to update the water system upgrade. And let's hang on to that. We're gonna dive more into that. So we need to be pushing again for him to get in the contract with the call, or get an independent company that can update the audience, or you can actually get Mr. Bain, who can work along with people, because Mr. Bain had said that he can do some things in terms of updating the audience, but nevertheless, he working with us with the planning commission, and we do appreciate him who working and being diligent and being straightforward and fair and honest about this work, because it's very important that we update, because the comprehensive plan deal with every aspect of this community, from roads building, from water infrastructure, from park and recreation, from a whole list of things, capacity building, serving, identify certain spaces in the land to use for parks and getting sidewalks and all these things. So we are on that. We did a capacity building workshop, a land usage workshop earlier this year to identify areas in town that we can be continue to improve and make better for the future, in areas that we can add a building, a recreation facility, or whatever. We are doing that. But yet this guy, because he's had the power to do so, he is trying to stop the growth. Now here where I'm going to talk about the budget, there's three budgets. And this is when the lie is now illuminating. This is where the lie is now magnifying. This is where the lie is now getting bigger. So first, November the 12th, as you see, that he claimed that he's going to get the money from the state revolving fund. Okay, let's look at that deeper. Let me get off the screen so y'all can see. All right, November the 12th said that he was going to get the money from the state revolving fund and begin the work in January of 2026. But in 2025 budget, where I circled there, water system upgrades, there was $1.5 million supposed to be allocated towards that. So either he had the money or already had the money. And if he had the money, why didn't he begin the work? Now let's go to 2020 in the budget report. That's why we're going to come back again and do another thorough evaluation of the budget. And you're going to find some more stuff. Responsible growth and development. This is 2026. That's his initiative now. He said he for responsible growth in the government. Now let's go for November the 12th again. He said about the state revolving fund. January, the project was supposed to begin. February to August, we had water outbreaks continues. April the 1st, there was a meeting. Mayor Dickinson and Councilor Shannon disagree about having the funds to fix the water outage issues. But they said Shannon said at the time they had the money. He said the money wasn't allocated, but yet as you see in the budget, it is allocated. So somebody lying. So August 7th, then he issued a letter and trying to justify why how the state revolving fund worked, and then blaming residents. Mainly he was blaming me. I think he was talking to me because I'm out here talking about the issue and he don't want me to talk about it. And a matter of fact, in one of the council meeting, at the council meeting, he said, "Now, Travis, you can stop talking now." Why? Why? If you're doing the right thing, you should want me to talk. Because I talk about the right thing all the time. I talk about the good thing. And I'm going to talk about the bad thing. Because if you're doing good, I'm going to get back up here and travel through the piece of, oh, Mayor Dickinson is doing an excellent job. Just what he done. He done a great job. I'm not going to just talk about what you ain't doing. We're going to talk about what you are doing. Right now, what you are doing is nothing. So August the 13th, the water came out again, putting in water meters, talking about you got to shut the whole town to put in water meters. We find out some water meters was getting done by his house. This is the reason why you want to shut the town out. So and again, in 2026 and 2025 and 2025 and 2026, there was allocation of $1.5 million. Now in this budget in 2026, the allocation of the funds in this budget is 1.3 some odd dollars that's being allocated to do upgrade systems in the town of Lincolnville. So if money is already allocated, now there's three stories which I don't understand how you can say these are a projective numbers, not necessarily actual numbers. But when you read the budget, and those on the town, you can go back on the website and pull this budget up yourself and look on line item number 26, and it will tell you that factual number there, so you can pull it up on the website. Now I'm posting things on the website because they don't want to nobody to think that you're trying to hold information from people. But we'll get back on that later about holding information from people. We'll do a presentation on that as well, because people need to be called out for their nefarious and slickness, because all we do is ask them for information. We want to know, we want to understand what's going on. Because when I get questions from my mother to ask me why the water keep going out, I get questions from my parishioner what's going on. I get questions from community members what's going on, and I'm not even a part of the administration. I'm just a voice in the wilderness crying out. And I'm going to cry out and spare not, because this is foolishness. It should not be where you got money already put aside in the budget. So that actual money for 2027 is $1,318,260. So therefore, money is there, supposed to be on the line item, and I got that from a credible source that says money is there, and he have not yet moved to bid out bids or contracts, or maybe he had, but he's not talking about it. And here we go again. Here's the proof in the pigeon. There was a letter in April that he tried to justify with the 1.5 million. It's funny. The 1.5 million had been projected in the 2025. The 1.5 million had been projected in the 2026, and now in 2027 you would project, you said that you have in the expenditures of the water department, in the expenditures of the water department, in the expenditures of the water department, that you have $1,318,260 set aside. Now I'm back to responsible growth in government. Now, if I'm correct in my thinking, if there's money has been already allocated, and yet there's funds in the state revolving fund that you can get out the 1.5, so my math would say that's about $3 million. And if it is fact, the findings of the assessment on repairing the tidal valves in the town of Lingerville is projected to be close to $5 million, you actually got half of it. And if you can project this every year, if my math is correct, if you in 2025 that you already projected from the water department, the money that we pay in the water every year, or the water note, the water bill, all them fees attached to the sewer and this and that, how they keep hiking it up almost every year. People paying $90, $120. And in one point, it was at $62. And I already know for a town of this size, under the resident of 1,200 people, the water bill is supposed to be between $25 and $60. But yet you hiking it up, and there's a reason why you hiking it up, because we don't have a tax base that constantly generate money. You need businesses to generate a constantly flow of money. So that's why you steadily developing. If you put all that energy in developing businesses and balancing and developing more revenue to come, like Dr. Pernessa Steele vision to help him copy his vision would bring some revenue in here. Visitors, a visitor center, a library, a museum. They're going to patronize that. You're going to bring revenue if you can put a store there with an eatery within there. They're gonna stop there and eat. That's going to bring money to the town. So why would you not continue on the pathway that you said in your own initiative that you want to be done for Lincolnville. So if my math is correct, it's almost $5 million. And if you were to take 2025 and did some of the work, 2026 and did some of the work, and 2027 and did some of the work, then you might well probably have a completion of the work. And you still will have that $1.5 million in the state revolving fund to help you with it if this money has been allocated out of the water department for upgrades. So if the water department is saying you bringing this type of revenue in to upgrade, or unless you saying the 1.5 million now that you expect to get from the state revolving fund, then it's misleading in this budget. Now let's talk about responsible growth and development in terms of the integrity check. Mayor priorities are on signs and driving the town vehicle at the expense of the the taxpayers. From salary increase to expense account income, which the three salary raise, 1 out of 3 was denied in October 2025, increase account was denied, expense account was denied, but yet he was more than happy to put his name on a sign. He's more than happy to park the town vehicle at his residence. But I don't see where this is responsible growth and development. I don't see where salary increases is responsible growth and development. I don't see where putting names on a sign is for responsible growth and development. I don't see where this pulling the rug up underneath Dr. Pernessa Seal is responsible growth and development. I don't understand what's going on. So let's continue to look at that. Let's understand about the signing of the man putting his name on there. His excuse, well, they needed to have a name right away. No, what he's supposed to do is if you need a name, it's supposed to come to the planning commission. Let's look at the law. So let's fact check him on the law. Under the South Carolina law, a local planning commission does not just recommend street names, they have the final statutory authority to approve and authorize them. According to South Carolina Code Section 6-29 1200, a local planning commission must formally approve the name of any new street or road laid out within its jurisdiction before it can be legally recorded. Now it gets serious now, because we know for a fact, as being on the planning commission and others, that name never came to the planning commission. That name came again. Do you understand that the mayor don't have jurisdiction over naming street signs? It's the planning commissions of the town. They have the jurisdiction over that, according to law. Now, the majority pre-approval, it is illegal to name a new street on a plat, street marker, or deed without first obtaining the planning commission official certificate of approval. In other words, we sent a letter stating that we approve this uh, this naming of the street, and that did not happen. He took it on his own and been an ambulance chaser and named the street after himself because he about himself. He don't want to understand process, and I'm deeply appalled because he is a former judge. He's supposed to have a legal mind. He's supposed to understand laws. He's supposed to understand processes. There's a criminal penalty if we wanted to push the envelope. Anyone who lists a unapproved street sign name on an official map, plat, or deed is guilty of a misdemeanor. Changing street names, the planning commission can as initiate or change existing street names. However, they may only do so after providing proper public notice and holding a public hearing. There was no public hearing for Dickerson Lane. There was no notice for Dickerson Lane. There was no official report or notice sent from him to the planning commission to look into this and see if the planning commission could agree to name Dickerson Lane after Dickinson. He did it on himself. And now we want to talk about integrity. Where does integrity have to do with that? Now let's continue to move on. Because the Dickinson integrity checklist, as those from the Dickinson camp like to talk trash about people that he done so much for the town. Or he doing a lot for the town. I ain't know about the so much for the town, but he doing a lot for it. So here we go. Now, you talking about in here that Mayor Dickinson, his own camp, saying he brought tens of millions of dollars since he been in office from the developers, okay? He brought all this money in, but yet the budget does not reflect that. But now you got the car parked in his driveway. But let's look at the law. Cause we won't use this. See, they're gonna say, "Oh, you just trying to be mad because he parked the car in the yard." No, I ain't mad. Let's understand what the law say. In South Carolina, using a local government vehicle for personal use without council authorization or any official policy violates state and ethic laws against converting public property for private benefit. So now we got to ask council, did y'all authorize the mayor to park and run the vehicle from his house to the town office use it anytime he want? Because there are reports out there that he drive the town vehicle to church. So therefore, if he driving up the town vehicle to church, what expenses he using? So that head there. Again, let's look at law, applicable laws and ethical rules. South Carolina Ethics Act, pub 8-13-700, 8-13-1346. Public officials cannot use public property, resources, or funds for non-official or personal or campaign purposes. Doing so without explicit approval from the governmental body, city or council, county council, is a misuse of public funds. So actuality, you are misusing public funds by parking and driving the public vehicle back and forth from your home or wherever you go if it's not on official business from the town. Criminal authorization use 16-21-60, driving or taking a vehicle without the consent of the owner, the municipality or county, with the intent to derive the temporary of its possession can constitute a misdemeanor under South Carolina law. Here's local control. That's 5730. Multiple and county property and controlled strictly by the respective council via public resolution or ordinance. Individual elected officials do not possess inherent authority to appropriate public assets for private use. What that says, he does not have no authority to do what he wants to do just because he's the mayor. Is that responsible growth and development? I'll let that leave up to anybody who have common sense. All right, Mayor Dickinson integrity check again. All right. We going back on information. We not talking about what we trying to assume, what we trying to throw out there. We just going with information, facts. This mayor has been to the town of Lincolnville. He negotiated with developers to develop here, and he knows the town audience has not been updated for the last 25 years. Is this responsible growth in government? Is this providing safe and clean neighborhoods? Is this providing strong infrastructure and service? Is this beautifying Lincolnville? Is this preserving the heritage and the building unity? Is this investing in families and communities? I think not. By the way, where's the $10 million that the Dickinson camp claimed that he gotten since he came into the mayor office? We know that this doesn't exist. So they were lying. Mayor Dickinson and the Dickinson camp indicated that the former Mayor Dewberry had dragged and run the town into the ground, and checks were not cashed. Money was found around the office. Where's the SLED report? Where's the SLED investigation? Because we are not going to throw things out there without being factual. He indicated it was rigged. He indicated this in his rigged debate in October, where the resident could not ask questions, and he said that SLED was called in. So where was it? Let's back up a little bit. You want to talk about Dewberry drove the town car, but I ain't never seen Dewberry drive the town car, nor had the town car parked at his house. If he would drive the town car, according to me, I asked him. He said I would carry that to go do town business, and I'll come back. Because every time I see Mayor Dewberry, every time I used to come up there when he was a mayor, he would drive his car and park in the mayor sign where the mayor sign at. And he would get in his car when he leave and go do things. I never seen him driving around, not saying that he didn't, because he said he did, had to take care of some business of town and come back. But he never, ever parked the car and drive it and sit it at his house. But this one does. But yeah, you want to talk about he drive the car. How about him having integrity, don't break the law? Let's talk about Mayor Dickinson integrity standpoint from his own initiative. According to Pastor Edward Johnson, who stated in his gathering of 300 men quarterly gathering, he said to the mayor standing beside him, he's not your typical politician. The guy has integrity. So Gordon Ramsay shaking his head. Safe and clean neighborhoods, responsible growth and development, strong infrastructure and service, beautification of Lincolnville, preserving the heritage and building unity, invest in families and community spaces. These are his initiatives. But I'm going to let y'all comment in the comment section. Do you believe that the mayor, as a politician, is having integrity, standing by his own initiatives? My grade is a F now, because as I'm looking through this budget, I am seeing a whole lot of window washing, a whole lot of stuff that needs to be addressed. There's a lot of things that are being said and being done, and no one is talking about it. But we are going to talk about it. We are going to inform the community. We are going to let them know it could have been any mayor. It could don't have to be him. It could be anybody. It could have been Mayor Dewberry. It could have been Mayor Aiken. Cause I call them, ask them questions. I ask them tough questions. They answer it. They don't get mad. Don't want to speak. They don't tell people to call people out of the name. They say, "Well, you right on that, but here's what happened." They sit down and talk transparency. This mayor wouldn't talk. He getting mad with you. Then once he cool down, then maybe he'll talk. I don't know. I don't know. At this point, it to me, it's Dickinson for Lincolnville. At this point, you got to say no. Because if he's for Lincolnville and if he know he already had money allocated to start the project, and if he already know money was out there to start the project like the state revolving fund, why haven't he not? Why took a recommendation from a well-known construction worker, JMS Construction, who did the assessment on what it takes to fix everything? And I have talked with JMS Construction, and they said, even if you do one street at a time, at least get it going because that gonna help. That will keep you from shutting off the whole town. At least that would be happening. Let's just think about that. I have parishioners that are bedridden. I have parishioners that are in wheelchair that has to be changed, has to be washed up, have to. If you shut off water for 4 or 5 days, and those that are bedridden, are you saying to me, is this responsible growth? Are you saying to me it is all right for someone to lay in their waste, or wait to be changed because they are bedridden? They can't do it themselves. Are you saying this is safe and clean neighborhoods? Are you saying in your initiative that this is responsible growth? This is helping to improve the community. Are you saying removing Dr. Pernessa Seals from being over the grant who started the process to bring millions of dollars into the town of Lincolnville is responsible growth and development? Are you saying, more importantly, is this an integrable action? And I know I'm going to get some backlash, but I really do not care. You got people in the ministries and so-called supposed to be pastors will sit up here and endorse this because they don't kiss the candy. They bend the knee. This is why we have a Trump right now. Because people was bending the knee, they disregarding the Constitution, they disregard moral or ethical laws. This is why we have problems as politicians now, because we got people that's supposed to be leaders in the community bending the knee. And it begs the question, why are they bending the knee? Why are they not fighting for the community they live in? Why are they not fighting for the betterment of the quality of life in the community that they serve? Why are they not holding the mayor and the council accountable for what they was voted to do, which is serve the people? Why are they not? And when you get a pastor like me, get a community servant like me, a community advocate like me, a political activist like me, who are not afraid to call you out, I don't give a rat's rut how much time you shoot up by my house, whether it's intentional or not. Because why we don't have a safe community? Why are you any shooting up in Lincolnville? Why we don't have an annex station close by? It used to be at the fire department. Why we don't have police visible in Lincolnville? Is you saying that's integrable? Is you saying that's okay? Is you saying this is the type of environment that you trying to perpetuate, continue to grow in the town of Lincolnville? Violence, shooting up, getting. Are you trying to improve the quality of life? And I want to say this for full disclosure. Dr. Pernessa Steele did not ask me to do this. No one told me to do this. This is done out of my own research. Yes, She is very hurt by this because I had a conversation with her to let her know I will be talking about this. She hurt because she has a heart for Lingerville. And when a person have a heart for something, they put their heart in it. And let's evaluate her heart and the results that are already being produced, and it can be seen versus the heart of the mayor who you haven't seen nothing yet. And I'm going to close with this. The Bible says, where your treasures are, that will your heart be also. Other words, follow the money. And we know money is the top priority is in this administration. But that money doesn't mean it's going to be helping the citizens of Lincolnville. Again, stay tuned. We'll be back in 2 weeks after we comb through all of the information that I received, and we're going to talk about how long it took for them to give me the information. And we might interject a special edition in there and talk about this website and help y'all navigate through the website to see what you don't see and see what should be seen. Again, this is Travis for the people. Real change, real solution, real results. Again, I have to ask myself, is Dickinson for Lingerville? Because I endorse him. And you know, Zion, we always like to look back and say, man, I messed up on this one. And I definitely did. Because I really thought that this mayor, because of his background, his experience, his quote unquote ties to being here, actually he was not from here, and all of the things, the eye candy that we were seeing being done, but yet there was no really impact. But yet we fall for the okey-dokey. I'm talking about me and other people that voted for him. Wasn't given the right to question his agenda nor his vision in October 2020 during that debate, because he rigged that, told the election commission that this is the way it has to be done. And now, guess what, residents of Lincolnville? Charleston County had took over the election commission, but I don't hear him talking about that. Ain't hear no fight back on push on that. Now we don't even have election commission now. But see, that's what happens when you do wrong. You reap what you sow. So all of y'all preachers out here upholding him, just going here and going by speaking, not speaking to him. I'm not speaking to him when he's wrong, but yet you want to uphold him. We must question you. And I'm encouraging him and council to do the right thing. I'm encouraging him and council to take a stand and stand up for the community, for those who voted for y'all to be in that position. I am encouraging council to stand up and call it out, because this is not right. And we were going too long dealing with these water issues. And now we know for a fact that they always say the devil is in the details. And now we're going to expose that devil. And we're going to go through it meticulously. And I'm going to seek out advice. I'm going to seek out clarity from other multiple charities, the people that I know, frat brothers that run the towns and councils, and people that over council that I know and have a relationship with. And I'm going to sit down and have a conversation and tell me, if this is a correct budget. Tell me if this is the way to run a town. Tell me. Again, this travels for the people. Real change, real solution, and real result. Stay tuned in 2 weeks, or we may have a special edition to Travis to the People to continue to inform you what your elected officials are doing. Continue to inform you what can you do as a resident of your town. Again, Travel for the People. Real change, real solution, and real results. God bless you.